What's up, everybody in YouTube? I'm over here in Langrisser today, just peeping a few things out, looking into a few things, especially with the whole troop situation. There's new troops, yeah, and they've kind of scattered them throughout the tree, so I actually missed a couple of them when I was just kind of going in here, because you would think oh, the new troops are going to be added some here in the back here. Some of them, they added troops to different parts of the branches, so these were easier to find. State guards, very cool, can't wait to mess around with those. I've already been messing with these are level 9. The Golden Knight, of course, they are badass, and if they're, if you're running a hero that's a knight too, they get a ton of stats. So specifically for my, what is his name? He's one of the collab characters that I run, and everybody has him built as a flyer, but I have him built as a knight, and it just works so effing amazing. Yeah. So very happy with those. Flyers. Flyers got, this is very cool. One of my favorite assassins got a troop upgrade. One of the Yu Hakusho characters, the little ninja dude, he's going to be deadly in the water now because he's got these elemental masks to go around with them. They're getting a nice plus 30% all stats. And physical damage dealt by normal attacks is treated as magic. That's actually a big deal. Yeah, so when attacking and entering battle, there's a 50% chance of applying a strong debuff to the target after battle. Okay, and while in water, attack increases by 40%. And units' attacks are not affected by melee damage penalties. That's freaking awesome. They're just kind of strong all around. And if you are in water, 40% on top of their 30% to everything, it just becomes deadly. Also considering that for a lot of heroes, these troops are going to let you change your damage type from pure physical damage to now part of your damage is coming from these guys, and it's treated as magic damage. Right, so you could be going up against something like, damn, I gotta kill this thing with a 3,000 defense, but only a 900 magic defense. These are the troops you're gonna want to bring. They're gonna do magic damage, so they're going to be hitting against that magic defense instead of that super high defense. So it just gives a lot of heroes a nice option, especially for the assassin that I'm running. He is doing physical damage, so it's nice to be able to throw some damage up in the mix. That's magic. And the whole water thing, 40%. I'm digging that. He's just going to be killing it in those battles. Let's see, what did we get here? Some ninja hiding in the midst. So we do have a new crossbower. That's what we got. A new ballista. Oh, come on. I've seen these things be effective. A 3-block range for a lot of heroes. And there's a lot of heroes that can get this, including Gustav here, who, I'm actually building her up. Wouldn't be too bad to have Gustav, drop the hammer on some siege ballistas and just shoot the shit out of some people. So these have a 3 range attack, 3 range block attack. Let's see, and then attack is increased by 16% if the unit did not move before battle. Attack is increased by a further 12% if it moved more than 3 blocks. Damage dealt in battle is decreased by 36%. So the more you move, the less damage you do. But if you're stationary, if you are in a defensive position, these can do a lot of damage. And you're getting that extra block of range. I don't know, I don't have these things fully built. I was still actually kind of working on these dwarves with their blunderbusses. They're kind of cool. And then they introduced these things, the faceless, and they just look gnarly as hell, and you just want to work on them. They're giving you attack and crit, so just wonderful stuff, right? And then we get down here, and I've always been checking this thing, because some of my favorite heroes in this game, like Yusuke Urameshi, all the Yu Yu Hakusho, collab characters. A lot of the collab characters end up being these freaking demons, man. So, like, the holy and demon training ground for me, this is where I've always been kind of like peeping to see. And this is what I saw. I saw these giant zombies, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, alright, they look... Okay, they are giant zombies. They're big-headed zombies, that's for sure. Like, if you killed that zombie, his head might come off and crush you. I don't know, like... but very interesting. They're getting all stats, plus, 24%. Increase hit points, attack, and crit chance by 23 if soldiers' hit points is lower than 100%. So if they even have 1 hit point of damage, like, they're getting a huge percentage to hit points, attacks, and critical. That's a big deal. Most things only get like a bonus to an attack, or maybe half a bonus to attack and half a bonus to crit, or maybe attack and defense, or something like that. Like, if I'm attacking, I get 25% to my attack, but if I'm getting attacked, I get 25% to my defense, or something like that. That's usually, kind of how these troop things are laid out. But with these zombies, as long as you fulfill the condition of having, a cut of damage on you, you're getting, first of all, increased hit points, which is crazy. I think these are the first ones to get an increased hit points, but they also get attack and crit by the same good percentage right there. That's not a low percent. These guys are only like level 6 going into level 7. That's going to be a 30% to hit points, attack, and crit. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm just making sure I'm reading that right. Right, and then, after battle, 25% of their hit points is restored after battle. So they have a little bit of lifesteal too, to replenish their ranks like zombies. So I saw that and I was like, cool, but who are they going to let have these zombies? And right off rip, I see my boy Yusuke Urameshi and Listel, one of my favorite demonesses. She's looking amazing, and I rolled some crazy good gear for her, and she was actually top rank for a while there, even without being fully finished. So it's kind of funny, if I ever get around to actually finishing Listel off, I'm sure she will have probably like a top 5, top 6 ranking in this, like probably even on this server right now. A lot of things change because servers merge, and you get new top tier players from the other server that's being merged in with yours. So stats and ranks change and stuff. But this Listel, having these zombies just be nasty. And of course, like I said, Yusuke and one of the powerful demon tanks, I forget what her name is. She's right here. Yo, that's crazy. That is crazy. So we're going to have to test the zombies out. I was still working on the damn monks, but nah. So I was really excited about that. Let's actually check these fools out. Here's the other thing I absolutely love about this title. There's Yusuke with the zombies, right? If you don't like something, okay, if you don't like how like some of these heroes or their little troops look, there's always skins in Langrisser. There's always skins. There's always hope. There's always a chance. I missed out on probably one of the skins I wanted the most. And I think it was on Vampire Batch with these little troops. Oh, hold on. I got some stuff happening IRL. We're gonna have to. Well, no, I'm good. Whatever it was. It can wait. We're playing video games. Alright, so here's Yusuke. We're gonna try to just kind of get him up into the thick of it. He's going to faction buff for everybody. We pull that back up. This girl, I'm working on her. She's only like 4-star. Kayura, she's from one of the collabs. Ronin Warriors, I believe, and she is badass. She's another D-lit-ish character, so she's going to do damage and heal, but with the right setup, look at the range she has on some of her abilities. She can assassinate fools and then teleport back and heal everybody. So that is pretty cool. Toguro. I've been working on this guy for a while. And they've made him absolutely amazing now because he has werewolves. Werewolves are badass. Bernie rocks the werewolves. They are a new troop. So actually, I've been having tons of fun with the Toguro bros. Hold on. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. They literally just become untouchable for a little bit. You can just meat grinder them into a situation that they will win. You can leave them out in exposed areas. They're a very good stormtrooper. Oh snap, I can't reach you. Yes I can. There she goes with that assassination. And I can teleport her wherever I need some healing. So Toguro bros, because they use their 3C to kill somebody for the next 2 turns, before battle starts, they're going to catch a heal. And it goes a super long way because they're already such a nasty, meaty troop. Like, see, there's that heal. Right? So they could just take tons of attacks. There's that heal. It's based on their attack, too. So, bam. Now, that heal's important because they're about to lose a bunch of hit points when their transformation wears off. Here's one of the best strategy mages in the game. Gotta love that. He applies crazy fixed damage to everybody. His new 3C, these guys take fixed damage. And now before they assault, on their turn, they're going to take fixed damage again. So they're effectively taking fixed damage twice. So that is pretty cool. Let's see. Assassinate this fool real quick. Teleport over here to give him some healing and a buff. And then we have Yusuke Urameshi. Oh, you know what? Bam. Nice. Yusuke can power up. He's going to have more range now. And Toguro is going to take his damage, but if something attacks him, he still gets to heal a little bit. Oh, and he has a chance to use Ha and totally get rid of one of your attack range, so effectively you can't reach him. That's what he just did, and he managed to catch a heal off of that. So Toguro bros are in the fight, which, you know, I was actually trying to kind of sacrifice this guy. I was trying to sacrifice him so that Yusuke could get his crazy awesome buff. But you can see how cheesy Toguro can be, right? You go in to kill him, he makes it so that you can't reach him. He kills you off with his super high stats, catches some healing off of it, and then he has his 3C to throw again, right? And he can reapply his healing before battle. And this guy stacks stats. He already has 9 stacks on him. Where is it? Body boost. Attack and skill 1.5% for each stack. I can't wait to get that up higher. Yeah, I'm waiting on this character's final awakening right now. I'm still grinding charge for him. He's at like 140 out of 150. We're close. But yeah, this guy can stack more than anybody else in the game. That's what I love about him too. As the fight goes on, Toguro bros always get stronger. And now they have these werewolves that are going to heal. They're going to heal at the end of every turn, which is absolutely awesome for him because he kills all of his troops off when he does damage to himself. So to have troops that can literally just regenerate themselves after a turn or two and make a meat cushion for him, just makes him way more deadly. They've done that now with, you know, he didn't have troops like that before. You couldn't really rock anything like the werewolves. There's so much synergy between them. It's just awesome. We have Yusuke here, who I was going to finish this map with. See, he can't reach anybody because nobody died, right? He's buffed. He can reach 3 blocks. But if somebody dies, all of his reaches go up, his movement goes up. He becomes much more deadly. I was going to try to showcase that too. This guy gets an extra +1 to his reach too while he's transformed. And his His single target is pretty nasty, right? Of course, everybody's movement is completely whack right now. So this is my favorite faction. I feel like they've got a pretty big upgrade. Sakura did not. I don't think she did get a troop upgrade. Look at that. Look at that. Those werewolves make him put in so much more work just off of that, you know. And Toguro could have lived through that if he could have gotten his 3C off and reapplied his healing, right? And I had his 3C to throw. I just didn't have anybody to target. But still, Toguro did pretty good here on this map, right? He just becomes this nasty meat grinder if you know how to manage him. And he slowly stacks up through the whole thing. So towards the end of the fight, if he's still alive, yo, he is a big effing problem. Altamuller got these mechanical Dragonites. They're absolutely gnarly. Their stats are great. Attack and defense are increased by 25%. When attacked with a melee attack, physical damage taken reduced by 25%. I love damage reduction. And here's the thing. This is a damage reduction Altamuller. He always has been, and he's always worked so effing good as a damage reduction Altamuller. It's just sick. Like, the dragon could never kill this guy. He could always just solo it. He's just nasty with the Overlord's badge. You can't really put debuffs on him to, you know, to stop him, right? Like, this guy's attack stacks super high, and along with his attack, he also stacks a small damage reduction. He also has abilities that let him apply like a flat % damage reduction, right? Damage taken from melee attacks decreased by 15% for 2 turns as long as you have half health, right? So I'm like, between stacking damage reduction and applying it with this Raging Thunder ability, like you're getting up to 20-30%. I'm like, yo, if I put like the steel set on him, that's another 10%. That's 40%. I'm running around with 40% damage reduction on a character whose attack really can't be lowered, and his attack can get up to, like, I don't know, well over 2,000, right? And then he just becomes super hard to kill, especially if you apply these other passive damage reduction abilities. And so I just think it's awesome that they gave him a troop that's also going to give him more, like, damage reduction. It's just so awesome, so freaking awesome. It works out so well for him. I'm one of the few people that have Altamuller. I might be the only person that has him in a steel rune set. It works so effing well. It's one of my, like, most successful off builds ever. It just works. I'm constantly using him to kill dragons and shit, and it's okay if he takes a hit. Right? Bernie, you guys just saw those wolves. He got those wolves as well. Alright, the only thing is, remember, these guys are demons, so they're going to be weak to holy and stuff like that. But other than that, against everything else other than holy, these things are phenomenal because they heal. They have a great attack. They get a 40% to their attack as long as their health is 70% or above, but they're healing 30% of their health at the end of every turn, so they're going to be able to do that. Very awesome for Bernie. Been running him. Sakura, she did not get any, I don't think she got any new soldiers here. She didn't need them. Sakura's so powerful. I typically actually run her with the barbarians because they have a higher attack, and she's going to attack first, which means that they will just kill stuff off before they even get retaliated against. So they're not going to take damage. But I always like the Dark Guard, just because they have great fixed damage, and they have healing. They have healing built in, just like those damn werewolves. In fact, it might be those werewolves wearing red armor. Who knows? So yeah, I run either one of them on her. She's always just been so strong with, you know, everything she does. She's awesome. Awesome. This thing is an MVP. Shaltir, this one is very powerful. I've used this one to clear a lot of stuff. She surprised me how strong she is. She actually gets the new state guards. Right? Thing is, I like the werewolves because they have 5 movement. Like, she's taking a movement cut if she's using either of these guys. But against, in the right situation, you might want to use the hoplite or the state guard. So it is cool that a newer collab hero like this got some of the new troops. They usually don't do that. I've been waiting for a long time for any of these guys to get any troops. Ashram, finally. Ashram got hooked the hell up, man, because he's got the werewolves that move 5. That's another reason why the werewolves are so good. They move like cavalry, right? So for a while there, I was running the werewolves on him like, no, this is great. Ashram, like, he's a beast, and having a bunch of little beasts with him seems fitting, and it was working out well, right? Then he got these, the Mechanical Knights. I was running these for a while just because they're so nice and statty. I was going to go back to the Wolves, though. And then he got the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights are going to get so much of a boost because Ashram is also a cavalry unit. This is one of the few Ashrams that is not a flyer. Everybody else made their Ashram a flyer. I kept him in this configuration because I like the gear that you can put on him. And I guess my my build paid off in the end because some of the troops they released, they get their huge bonus, right? Damage taken decreased by 18% when soldier hit point is 100%, which is nice. They can take that first hit. Let's see. When soldier's hit point is at 100%, increase the soldiers. Yeah, there's a period after that 100%, so this is a separate part of the buff. Increase the soldier's attack and defense by 27% when the hero is the type cavalry. When the hero's type is cavalry. So they just always have plus 27% to attack and defense, and yeah, that's going to go up to 30%. They're always going to have that as long as Ashram is this form of Ashram, as long as he's a cavalry unit, and that's the way I got him set up. So why wouldn't I use these guys? I run Ashram with the strategist buffs. He runs with Alta Mueller, so terrain is not an issue, so it just works out well. He's running the Golden Knights. Can't wait to see some of the crazy ass skins they're probably gonna make for these things. Speaking of which, oh, the vampire bat's one of my favorite old school, troops that I missed the skin for. Oh, it kills me. I took a break for a month. They dropped a skin. Oh, and I can't get it. And they look pretty damn cool. It's all good. There's new troops. There's new troops for me to run. Right. So very happy there that all these new heroes got hooked up. Did Deedlit get anything new? Because I was going to say it was about time. It's hard to take a different troop for Deedlit because unicorns, I even have the goofy looking unicorns for her. They just look fitting. They change her movement type to Terrain Master or some shit, so it pretty much lets Deedlit move anywhere, so it'd be hard to move on from that. See, did this girl get anything? Nope. Our favorite AoE Lancer is like, I'm straight with the Amazon champions, which is fine because I like the skin for them. It was the skin you could only get playing the event. Did Joshua get anything? Nope. Joshua's still. I mean, he's so. The troops that he can take can be pretty damn tanky. They can have a super high defense, and they just need to protect him because he's going to do AoE damage and a ton of fixed damage all around, and he's going to be able to run away. But like I said, Yusuke though. Yusuke getting troops is a big deal because he was kind of limited, right? Before this, the Undead Knight, it was the only thing Yusuke was really going to be able to run. Maybe some Zealots. Sorry, a lot of people will actually tell you that Zealots were the #1 choice for him because, well, they get their attack, defense, and magic defense up by a percentage based on how many buffs they have on them. All right, the problem is you can dispel buffs, which means that you can effectively dispel a hero enough and get rid of enough of his buffs to where the troops won't have any bonus. I don't know. The Undead Knight were always kind of strong, but that's kind of where they left Yusuke at, right? Now they've added these zombies. There's possibility there. The movement doesn't really matter to Yusuke because he can only move 3 blocks anyway until he powers himself up and gives himself more movement, in which case they get it too, I do believe. Because, yeah, I'd have to test him in a level where there's no movement penalty. So I'm still testing things out with the zombie, but this looks like a pretty damn big upgrade. As long as they have a little bit of damage on him, they get all those stat upgrades. And they're just like head bopper zombies. Can't wait to see what kind of skins they come out with those. But I'm just excited that any of these characters are getting some love at all. And of course, Hiei. His name was evading me earlier. He truly is a ninja. Yeah, I was saying he gets these water elements. That is just awesome. I'm so glad they didn't just leave him at Leviathans. These things are just gnarly. Physical damage dealt as normal attacks is treated as magic damage. See, he doesn't have anybody else to do magic damage. So that changes the game up completely for this hero, period. Like, he's an assassin that can now apply magic damage on top of his physical damage. That's pretty damn good. There's also this chance of applying a strong debuff. Strong debuffs are good, really good. And then, of course, if you're in water, he's getting a huge percentage to the attack. It's 40%. Might even be higher than that. I don't know. It's 36 right now. Mine's only like level 7 or something like that, so I have a few more levels to put on these guys. That's pretty freaking awesome. Like a 40% increase to your attack from being in water. This ninja can totally capitalize on that. It just makes him way more deadly. Hiei has a built-in act again. He drops his giant AoE, and after his AoE, he gets to attack again. So he gets to hit everybody with an AoE, and then he gets to pick somebody off and attack them. He can be a lot more deadly now because some of that damage is going to be magic damage. So he can pick off, like, a tankier character. And then for the next turn, he gets 2 actions in that turn. So next turn, he can attack and hopefully assassinate 2 more heroes. Very strong hero. And I've put this faction away for a little bit because I was working on so much other stuff. And then obviously different heroes dropped that added to this faction. I'm still working on this girl. She's kind of like my assassin rogue. I dig her, I really do. Here's her in her little Gundam form. I don't even remember what collab these are from, but she can Naruto herself into a log when you try to attack her. So you can leave this girl out in the open for a little bit, and if someone tries to attack her, it just won't work. So you can at least evade 1 attack, so that leaves your playbook open a little bit. I think it's very cool. Togeros, I went over them, how gnarly they are. And this guy, Ryo. I'm working on Ryo, and I was just thinking about swapping out this Memories War Axe for a dragon slaying blade. Just because I saw how much, like, this guy is such a good dragon killer. He is the limited version of Elwyn or whatever, and I just saw him hitting dragons for well over 100,000, no problem. He has one of the strongest attacks in the game. Fury of Wildfire. And then he gets another one, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have it fully unlocked yet. He has a 3C that's just absolutely amazing. Yeah, this thing. He's just going to do a ton of damage. Yeah, I might build him just to be a Dragon Slayer. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this guy yet, right? I powered him up to almost 7,000 power, just because I knew he was, like, he doesn't even have level 50 gear all the way. I can add 20 more levels to his armor, 10 to his helmet, and another 10 to his Apex boots. So he's going to be a 7K character easily. And he's been rocking these hoplites. So those are the new troops. They work well for him, right? They ignore class disadvantages. So when they're attacking, they can attack some infantrymen and not be penalized for that, which is, things they're supposed to be weak against. That's pretty damn cool. But really, let's see. For a dragon, I don't know. I don't even know what I would take. Maybe some of these, maybe some zealots. Definitely going to have to put some work into this guy, though, just because, I just saw him today wreck a dragon, and I was like, yeah, I need to do that with mine. Wataru, another collab character, just like the girl. He comes from this Chibi Gundam. I don't want to say Gundam. It's not an actual Gundam collab, but, we do have, like, these little mech warrior things. This guy's pretty cool, too. He has some utility. He's like the limited version of one of the sea monster heroes, where they have like a hook mechanic where they can pull characters. That can be super, super annoying and terrible to deal with, right? If you're trying to keep a defensive formation and you're trying to, and you got a character that can move up and pull your healer away from the tank so that everybody can unload on that healer, or just like pull your tank away from everyone that he's trying to tank for. And then, all of a sudden, that whole team is exposed. The tank is, 3 blocks away and can't reach them. So I kind of feel like that's what this dude's whole thing is. Very cool, nifty little character. Taking a seat on the back burner, though, for sure. Because, of course, I've been talking about this girl, and you guys got to see her. She does the whole assassination and runaway thing. She can have great range with the Scepter of Divinity. Mine's under 7k. She has 2 more stars to go, right? And she's just been rocking sorceresses just to get that assassination in, because they just do so much damage. Attack and magic defense increased by 45% when at full health. This girl makes sure that they're always at full health, right? If I'm fighting something that's resistant to magic, I can bring the faceless ones so that her troops are doing physical damage and getting a boost to their crit. Very cool. And then she does support and heal everybody around her and teleport. So I've been working on her, right? And then characters get introduced that are just badass, and you're like, I gotta work on this guy. Wet'em here, Wetman, whatever, he's not really in any of these faction groups that I run, and that's actually part of the reason why I wanted to work on him, is to kind of strengthen all those factions for when there's, events to do where you can only run with a certain type or another. I can always put this guy in. He's at least at 6,500, and he just has a cool theme. He is the evil Matthew. Emperor Livonia, he got introduced, and because he's a new faction buffer and he can do some nifty I had to work on him. Like, I just had to. It's just so cool to be able to move units around on the board, because that's what this guy does effectively. Like, here, I'll use my faction power and buff everybody, and then I will, move these 2 units 2 blocks up, and that can really change things. So to work on him for a little bit. Epsilon I had to work on because he's a faction buffer, and that's been going along very slowly. That's why he's only at 5k. He's definitely on the back burner, right? Because obviously they introduced Pats here. She's absolutely amazing and got powered up to 6,500, no problem, at 3 stars. Definitely want to get in there and play around with her, but I even have the lovely skin for her. Look at her, she's my little flower. Can't do it. Can't even go in there because where's Gustav? Gustav is like the final piece of the puzzle right now. The fact that Gustav here has clock, it's just built-in clock, and then you can do whatever the hell you want with her, but everybody around her gets clock. For that simple fact alone, she's been cutting into all of my grind time for these other heroes. Like, this account right now does not have the resources to be powering any hero up, and yet I had to let Gustav cut in there, right? I've been working on this character from scratch. She's not even up to 5,000 yet, so she can have sorceresses, warlocks. I wish they would have done a more wicked skin instead of this summer pita colada shit. She can have these siege ballistas though, which isn't bad because in a defensive situation, she would be awesome with those ballistas. If things are coming at you and you can keep her stationary and just make an area around her where everybody's getting clock. So all your AoEers are standing next to her trying to feed off of that, and you have a tank protecting all of that. This girl could unleash with this ballista. So yeah, I don't know. I like the Crystal Warlocks on her. It's giving you like it's reflect. Oh, speaking of reflect, that's right. There's the troops I missed. There are also some flyer pixies that ignore some of the reflect damage that other troops have. So we got those added too. I still have to work on them, level mine up. They do look pretty cool. They're just like little pixies. I had to find them in that tree. So yeah, seeing reflect made me think about that. But Gustav, I mean, I don't even care. I don't care if Gustav came with no troops. She could just show up. Hell, she doesn't even have to wear clothes. Awesome robot character. I don't know. Is she a robot? Whatever she is, she's badass. The whole clock thing is a game changer for sure. It doesn't even matter what faction. And that's why I'm saying I had to start working on this girl. Because even if you're not running any of these factions, who cares? She brings clock. Who cares if you can faction buff her and give her a little bit more stats? She'll heal for a little bit more, and she'll be a little bit tougher, but who cares? It's that clock, and she's bringing that clock all the time. So you don't have to match this girl up to any factions that you're running. And to me, that is an amazing character. So I gotta work on this girl. I gotta put, the work in and get her up there just to be able to bring clock to whatever the hell I want. I'll probably be running her alongside like Yusuke and whatever faction group I want. So I don't know, I just figured I should kind of go over this just because there are so many upgrades to a lot of the soul. Here's the pixies. Of course, Kurama got them. Cool. Physical damage dealt by normal attacks is treated as magic damage. Cool. When attacking and entering battle, soldier attack increased by 24%. Damage dealt increases by 12%. I like the fact that she has increased strength and damage dealt. That's very offensive, right? Now not only are you getting your 25% to your strength, but now you're doing 15% more damage with that increased strength. And reflect damage taken decreases by 40%. So if you have a tank that has thorns and they're going to reflect a ton of the damage that you do to them, you might want to try to hit with somebody that has these little fairies so they can mitigate that reflect damage and cut those troops down before you attack with something else and potentially, wipe that tank out, without getting killed, without letting them bank on the damage that you're doing to them and reflecting some of it at you. So this gets you around some of the reflect shenanigans. It's a very cool option. I'm glad he has it. He also has Dark Alchemist though. They have +1 to their range. They're like the mage version of the crossbow. I think they're very cool. And of course, sorceresses is okay, we do have something to make him do some physical damage instead of all magic with these little Red Riding Hood looking mosques. So that's cool, and they do some random debuff. They get a crit bonus. I need to work on those just for him. But typically, this guy's throwing his AoE, so I'm not really too worried. It is cool just to see these pixies on some new heroes. I wouldn't have thought Kurama got anything. I usually just go with sorceresses or Dark Alchemist. On him, did this girl? There's no way this girl got any soldiers. No, I don't think she did. She's always had phalanxes. I just have a skin on them from Arena. Okay. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool different troop options. Okay, Lana got the little pixies too. That's going to be really nasty with Lana. Man, now you're not even going to be able to reflect. Jeez. Okay. And Deedlit, I think we checked Deedlit. Yeah, I said it'd be hard to get her out of the unicorn thing because of the whole movement that she gets and being able to run over terrain. It's just gnarly. So maybe next time around Joshua will start getting upgraded and they'll give us some more, options for Joshua. But for now, I'm just really, really happy with Yusuke. Be nice to have a skin for those zombies or, something to do with them. I have a feeling they're going to be on him for a while. I'll have to get them to level 10 and just see what all they can do. It'd really be nice to see them get 20% more to their hit points. I don't see any other troops doing that. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see exactly how it works because it is kind of weird. Like once you take damage, you gain hit points. So I don't know. I actually want to see how they work that out in the game. I don't, like I said, I don't see any other troops gaining hit points from taking percentages of damage. Like if you're not at 100%, then you get 20% more hit points and attack and skill. The fact that they threw some skill in there, that's cool. That's cool. Maybe those zombies can hit pretty damn hard. Who knows? We'll have to see with Yusuke. It's going to take me a while to work all of these troops up. Like I've shown you guys, most of the troops I've been running for like Ashram, they're level 9, they're level 10, the Mechanical Knights, the Golden Knights. I've invested everything into that, and I'm very happy with them being at level 9 or 10. I can't wait till they're fully decked out. Same thing with Hiei. I think those little golems are like level 7 or 8, so I'm working on it. I'm almost done with those, and then I will finish up the zombies on Yusuke. So very cool just to get some different kind of playability out of the heroes that we already have. So if you haven't checked into Langrisser in a while, you might want to get in there and just kind of see what your old heroes can do, because they probably have new troops to bring. Right? We also have these summon things now. The Covenant. In the middle of a fight, you can just summon one of these crazy godlike beings. So it's a lot more player friendly. Anyway, I will see you all out there. Later, everybody.